sorry, was having some technical difficulties. YouTube is always changing things, and so they changed where you tell it that you want to stream horizontally so that we have the whole picture and not just a strip. So I had to figure out where they moved that to. So it took me a few minutes, so I apologize for being late. All right. So my name's Jana, and thank you for putting up with me and my technical difficulties and coming to my channel. Um, I have a fun fold card to do today that is a new one to me, and I think it's pretty easy and pretty fun. So there I am. So let me tell you about bonus days real quick with Stampin' Up. So during the month of July, for every $50 you spend in product, you will get a coupon in your email box. The coupon will be for $5, and then next month in August, you can spend your coupon. So what you need to remember to do is if you shop and gather coupons, to make sure that you find them in your email. What I do is if you have the capability with your phone, I just snap a picture of that coupon on the email, and then I save it that way. But however you choose to save it, make sure that you do, even if you just write down the code, because it's going to be a code that they send to you. So whatever codes you gather, make sure that you have them. You can choose to spend them all at once, or you can space it out between orders, but you have to use them in August. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so let me show you the products real quick that I'm using today and get that out of the way. I'm going to be using, for embellishing, these 24 to 26 in color resin dots. I am using this paper pack, which is the Meandering Meadows, and I do believe this is an online exclusive paper pack. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's online exclusive, so you wouldn't see it in the catalog. You don't see all the products in the catalog, this new catalog anyway. So if you have a catalog and you think that what you see in the catalog is all there is, no. You have to go look online, and then you can see it all. Okay, I have some new dies. So these are new to me from Stampin' Up, and these are the perennial postage dies. I'm going to be using the second to largest size in there. And then I'm using the hot air balloon stamps and die set. Okay, so I spotted this card on YouTube, so I don't think that there's necessarily a name to this fun fold, but if you've seen it before and you know a name to it, don't be afraid to leave that in the chat here if you're watching live, or leave me a comment and let me know. But let's see. Okay, so I'm going to give you the measurements as we go along. So you're going to need a 5.5 inch piece of cardstock by 6 1/4, okay? And you could cut your whole card base like you normally do. I don't want to confuse you, but you could cut your whole card base like you normally do, and then just cut off 2 inches of it. Because normally we do, let's see, would that be right? Normally we do 5.5 by 11, or no, we do 8.5. Okay, that I'm going to confuse you, so I'm not even going to say that. Cut your cardstock because I'm confusing myself. Cut your cardstock 6¼ inches by 5½ inches. Then you're going to score it on the long side here at 2 inches. So you're going to end up with a 4¼ by 5½ card that just has this flap instead of a front and back. It's just going to have this flap. Okay, but this measures when you get done scoring at 2 inches, 5½ by 4¼ with a 2-inch flap. I hope that makes sense and it's not too confusing. Okay, and then you are just going to take your bone folder and give it a good burnish on both sides. It just helps this card to stay closed a little better. All right, so I've got my base here in Night of Navy. Okay, this is my little patterned paper that I cut from that Meandering Meadows. I've got that piece. And then I also have this piece, which is, it was part of this piece. This is like the sky. These are all like picture papers. So this was like the top piece, part of the sky up here, and then you've got this path going through the meadow. So those are my two. I have my little square cut of patterned paper. It's cut at 2 3/4 inches square, okay? And then my little strip that's going to go on here, but we're going to have some layers in between. The strip of patterned paper is 5 by 1½. Okay, so let's just set those aside for right now. Inside here, we're going to have 2 layers, and these are just your normal layer sizes that we usually do, going down 1/4 inch. So this piece here, and this color is Fresh Freesia. This is 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go in there. And then we've got a white piece that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 by 5. And that's going to end up being right there. Now then, let's see here. What am I doing? I want to make sure I've got my right. So both of those are the same. No, they're not. So that, okay, that's the piece I'm going to be cutting. So that's going to go there. Now this piece that layers on the front, again, it's just 1/4 inch smaller than the flap. So we've got 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that is going to go right here. And then your patterned paper will go on top of that. My white layer is going to go there, and I already gave you the measurement for that. This one I'm going to die cut, and then I've got this these pieces that we're going to be doing some stamping and die cutting, and this piece is going to be die cut. So let's do that. Let me grab that die set again. And I need this second to the largest. I really like these dies. They're a fun shape, I think. Okay, so I'm going to just cut this out of this piece of Fresh Freesia. And I will be right back. I see we've got the yellow line business today. I don't know why ever so often that happens. It's usually when I've got my one light sitting too close. However, today I don't have it sitting too close. There, maybe I fixed it. Okay, so now when you cut this out, use whatever die you have, okay? But you want it to be a rectangle, and if you don't have dies, you can just simply cut out a rectangle. I'm going to tell you what this one measures. It's 3¼ inches in width this way, and it is 4½ inches in length. I want, we're going to fold this and make it overlap here, and I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. But I want to end up with a square piece here. So knowing that it's 3¼ inches, I'm going to put it in my paper trimmer here and score it the long side at 3¼ inches to give me my square. And then it gives me about 1¼ inches maybe there or so to fold over. Okay. Now before I start gluing stuff together, I want to stamp here because I need to allow room to attach things. So I want to get my stamping done first so I know where to position my little piece that I just folded. So let's see, I want, I think to stamp this in, nope, I don't want that color. And I just dropped something. Okay, I want Night of Navy, just because I kind of want it to match with my card base. Doesn't have to, but since I have it and I want it to match, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oh dear. Well, I'm gonna stamp it and hope for the best. I got a little carried away with my inking. I just won't push down too hard. All right, that works. Up, up, and away. Hooray, it's your birthday. All right, now then I can attach this piece to my layering piece here, since I have my greeting on there. Now, if you are comfortable with stamping at the end, you can do that. You can do that. I'd rather do my stamping first in case I make a boo-boo, so I can either flip my paper over and use the other side or start over if that's what I need to do, but I don't like to get my card all put together and then mess up this greeting and have to start over again. So your little flippy flap is at the bottom. And then this is just going to get glued to the inside there. However you like to glue things. I do love my big, well, they call these tape runners or tape gliders, but this adhesive is definitely not tape. It is a glue that lays down onto your paper. You can totally roll it off of there if you don't like where it ended up being. Not like tape where you have to lift up an edge and pull it off. Okay, so there we go with that, and I didn't want to do that yet. So let me see if I can take it back off. Actually, I just only need to undo the top because this piece needs to fold over and attach in there. Silly Jana. Okay, so let me just lift this up, and I am going to stick my bone folder under there so it doesn't lay back down and glue itself. And then I'm going to put glue on the back, or on the inside of this folded piece, the short end here. Like so. That was the whole point of stamping this, because I needed to be able to see where to position this, because I don't want it to overlap my words there. Okay, so nope, needs to scoot down some more. I didn't really want it all the way to the end, but it's not quite, so that works. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now get my bone folder unstuck there. And I am going to have to come back and put adhesive over that. Okay, so seeing my mistake now, you know what not to do, right? Okay, I just get so carried away. I start gluing and it's not time to glue. All right, so there we go. It's easy, right? Hopefully it's making sense. All right, then we've got the other little layering piece that's going to go down here. And before I glue it on there, I'm going to go ahead and attach my patterned paper. So there we have the little path wandering through the meadow. I thought about just using the green side, but I actually just kind of like that whole picture thing with that path. I have two other samples to show you at the end of this. And one I was just hurrying up and making before I came on live here. And I think it turned out really cute. Okay, let's see here. That's crookedy. Boy, when this adhesive sticks, it sticks. Okay, here we go. Now then, I hope none of you are having to deal with that triple-digit heat wave. Okay, so what I like to do is make sure that I'm lining this up with this layer that's behind here. Otherwise, it'll look a little wonky if you don't get that layered up. All right, there we go. So that is going to go like that. And then I've got my little patterned piece here. I want the most blue to be higher up in the sky, I think. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. Okay, so let's get this on here. There we go. All right, now time to do a little more stamping. Let's bring in the stamp set and the dies. So it's this cute hot air balloon set. I'm going to use this balloon right here and the little basket. I've already got the little basket on a block. Okay, and I'm gonna stamp onto a little piece of Granny Apple Green here, and I'm gonna use the Night of Navy. Cute. All right. You're probably thinking cute. All I see are lines. It'll be cute in the end. Oh my goodness, last night I was watching some TikTok videos, and it was where these, okay, I'm going to use the coordinating die here. I'm going to use this one, and I forgot to stamp the basket. I'll do that. I'm going to use the little one for the basket. Anyway, it was a bunch of different videos where women were just randomly like screaming when they were sitting there with their husbands or boyfriends or whatever. And of course, the men have no idea what the woman screamed about, but it scares them. And so, you know, they jump up, and most of the ones I've seen like this with men, the men always jump up and they're like, what? But at the same time, you can see they're totally scared too, and they don't even know what they're being scared of, which is nothing. But it's so funny, and I could watch the same ones over and over and over, and it didn't matter how many times I watched them. Each one just made me laugh every single time. Okay, there's our little tiny basket. There were other ones where the men were sitting there waiting for their dinner, and these ones were called something about women serving the men's dinner aggressively or something. So they would like slap the dinner plate down, and if they had bread or something, they'd just throw the bread at them. And the men's faces, oh my word. And like some of them would say, did I do something wrong? Are you mad at me? I don't know. It's just stuff like that cracks me up for some reason. And I really was having a day yesterday where I needed, you know, we just have those off days sometimes. I was needing some comedy relief, I guess. So that was fun. Okay, so now I'm going to use this little die here too that is kind of the rope, you know, that holds the bucket to the balloon. Do you think you would ever go on a hot air balloon? I'm really scared of heights. The only way I would ever want to go on a hot air balloon is if it didn't go much taller than just right over the tops of the trees. And that could probably be dangerous. Okay, I'm going to cut these out real quick. If you've never seen hot air balloons in real life, they are just so beautiful. All right, there's the little stamped basket part or bucket or whatever they're called. And there's that piece. Okay, I don't want to lose my dies here. What did I do with the... Oh, I put it on there. There's that. And here is that. Okay. They are all back in their place. Let's do some gluing. All right, I know I'm going to need to cut a little bit of these pieces sticking up off because of using this piece. You don't always have to use that piece, okay? But I know if I don't, they'll be poking up from behind and that will look goofy. Okay, so get a hold of things here. I'm just going to glue across sort of the top of the basket piece and just where the bigger margin areas are here is where I'm going to put my glue, and then right down at the basket. So it helps to have a really fine point glue bottle. If that's what you like to use as glue. So let me get this on the basket here. There we go. And then this is going to go up and attach. You just have to find kind of where it fits onto the edge of the balloon there. So there we go. Now it's cute, right? Now it looks like a hot air balloon. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that up. So I just need to put a few dimensionals on here. Whoopsie. And then I need a little one for the basket. There we go. All right. And this is just going to go in the sky right here. And then it just needs to have some embellishments. So let me pull those back over here. I've got these. Let's see here. I could use the yellow ones, which would kind of pull out this little bit of yellow that's down in here. That might be kind of cute. Got a little bit too much of the putty there. Okay, I'm gonna look and see if I like the, yeah, I think I do. Okay, so I'm just gonna, actually I think I'll pop one right onto the balloon like that. That's cute. And need a big one and another little one. Okay, so then you've got this area right here to write in, or if you wanted to put another greeting. If you wanted more area than that to write, you could always put a piece of white on the back of this or another piece of white down here. This would also be a nice area here if you wanted to put a little pocket in there to slip maybe a folded up bill, you know, $5 or $10 or whatever, and put in there. It's not wide enough to put a gift card in. Well, with one exception, you could put a pocket here that would be wide enough that a gift card could fit in. It would stick up into this area, but that wouldn't matter, you know. It could stick up into this area because this flap would cover it if you wanted to put a gift card in there. Isn't that cute? I think it is. Okay. So here's the other hot air balloon one that I did in a whole different color way. I like this polka dots here, but I do like that photo sort of paper. And then I did one with the cutest cows stamp and punch. Okay. And you will find these online if they're not in the catalog. I love these. Okay, let me get the card. It turned out so cute. Okay, you're gonna, first thing, where'd you get that paper? Okay, the paper is from my stash. Use what you have. Okay. The paper's from my stash. It is Doodlebug down on the farm paper. And it's old. You might still be able to find it out there. I don't know. But I could not resist using that paper because it had cows on it. So I just had to use it. Okay, and then from the stamp set, I stamped the What's Moo with You. And my base is basic black, and then I used real red and colored and punched out my little cow, and then I used those same dots there. So we're going to focus on the stamp and punch set, not the paper. Use whatever paper you like or you have, but that is the paper that I used for this particular card. Okay, so let me just set this up here. I'll set these all here and you can look at them while we have our little story time. So we're still in the artistic cat. We're almost done. How about if we just finish it up today? I think that's a good idea. And then we'll move on to a new tiny book next time. All right, here's where we left off. And this is Praise, Poems, and Paintings. It doesn't do to be sentimental about cats. The best ones don't respect you for it. And that's by Susan Howich, an English writer. And then we've got this painting here called The Chairman by Louis Wayne. All right. Okay, this is funny. Some pussy's coats are yellow, some amber streaked with dark. No member of the feline race, but has a special mark. This one has feet with hoarfrost tipped. That one has tail that curls. Another's inky hide is striped. Another's decked with pearls. By Anonymous. And then here is A Coven of Cats by Janet Thorndike. That is really cute. A great Halloweeny or fall painting, and I think this is the end of it. Yes, it is. It's An Honor to Paint Cats by Oliver Johnson, an American artist. So that was that tiny book. And back in its day, it was $4.95. I think this was one that I ordered on eBay. You used to be able to find these like in the bookstores, the big bookstores, I think like Hallmark stores and places like that, specialty gift shops, but I don't ever see them in those places. I've gathered some over the years, just a few, and been gifted some. But I did order 2 off eBay, and then I got, I think, 3 at Goodwill. So I keep an eye out when I'm just out and about, you know, in different shops, thrift stores and stuff, and look for them. All right, so we finished that one off. We'll have something new next time. And I think that's all I have for you today. Don't forget about bonus days. I will have my the link to my shopping channel if you'd like to shop with me and you don't already have a demonstrator. I will have that in the description box below. Be sure to give this card a try. I think it's really cute and so easy and fun. And yeah, and if you don't have this die, like I said, use whatever rectangle die you have, or just simply cut a rectangle shape and fold it over the top there to get this piece that flaps over. And you can make it longer too if you want. It could go all the way down here to the bottom. You don't have to have it be shorter, you know. Use your creative license. That's what I say. And have a great weekend ahead. Take care. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.